Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today I'm going to be doing some fan art of Asta from Black Clover. So if you've never heard of Black Clover before, you don't know what it is, basically it's a manga that was adapted into an anime. So I first read like the first chapter I think a few years ago, but I never actually started on the actual series. I only read a few pages of it before I stopped. So I read it again pretty recently, I think 2 months ago maybe. I finished reading all of the translated chapters and it was actually super good. It was so amazing and I loved each and every character. And I'm honestly disappointed that I didn't read this before and I waited this long to actually finish it. Anyways, I read the manga first and it was really good and I was thinking maybe I should watch the anime too. So I usually don't watch animes all that much. I usually prefer reading the mangas instead. I usually prefer the originals compared to this for a few reasons. First of all, I feel like the art in manga is a lot detailed and a lot better than the animes. And second of all, sometimes in anime they skip over events and sometimes they just change the plot completely in Tokyo Ghoul. And I also just don't have enough patience to sit through a 20-minute episode that only goes over the first chapter. So I'm gonna go over the summary of Black Clover in case you haven't heard. You guys do know Black Clover is probably boring for you, but please sit through this. Anyways, the main character, his name is Asta. He's an orphan at a church, and Asta's lifelong dream is to become the Wizard King. And the Wizard King is basically the strongest wizard mage guy, and he's super powerful and stuff. And the main character looks up to him a lot, and that's what he wants to be. The only problem is he has zero magic, so he just works out. Okay, and the day comes where everybody is supposed to get their grimoires. And a grimoire is a spell book for each mage, and everybody gets leaf ones. And by that I mean there's a 3-leaf clover on the cover of their book. And his best friend slash rival, he gets a 4-leaf clover. And everybody's oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, he's the chosen one or whatever, because the 4-leaf is supposed to be rare. And sitting there, okay, and he has no grimoire, okay, because he ain't got any magic, okay, and everybody's laughing at him, okay, and he's kind of bummed out, you know. And then stuff happens. I don't know if this is a spoiler. I mean, I guess it's a spoiler, but this all happens in the first chapter anyways, so I guess it doesn't matter. So he's fighting this dude, okay, and then suddenly, okay, he does get a grimoire, but this one has 5 leaves. And everybody's just what the heck, huh? 5 leaves, okay. And apparently, okay, the 5th leaf, okay, it has the power of the demon or whatever. So he pulls out a sword, okay, he gets swords from this thing, okay. Anyways, he gets this, okay, and he starts chopping up his enemy and stuff, okay. And basically he doesn't have any magic, and that's the magic that, okay. It was very amazing, and if you guys do have the chance, I recommend go read it. They were so cool, all of the magic abilities were really creative, and I really love how at first everyone just doesn't really like Asta all that much, but then he teaches them about never giving up, and then they become a team and stuff, and then it's literally so good. And there are so many life lessons in this thing, okay, about not giving up and about having friends and stuff. Literally brought me near tears so many times, and I really love Asta's character about how hardworking he is and stuff. That was also kind of another reason why I didn't finish the anime. It's he's supposed to be coming off as hardworking and not giving up, right? But in the anime he just kind of comes off as annoying. In the anime, he was just groaning and screaming all the time, and no offense to the voice actor, but I just really didn't like that, so it was kind of hard for me to watch. And in the manga, the art was beautiful, okay, and there was shading and everything, so I kind of tried to convey that in my art, so I also shaded with my pen and stuff after I inked. Anyways, I looked at a lot of reference photos, but I still didn't really know how to do the sword, so I kind of just did some squibbles. Anyhow, my line art was a bit more detailed than I usually do, and I finally finished with it, and now we're gonna start coloring. So I'm using Ohuhu brush markers, and I'm also using Artist Loft markers for like the lighter colors like his skin tone. I'm linking everything down below in the description so you guys can check that out. By the way, I usually only draw like girls and stuff, so I'm actually really proud at how Asta came out. I feel like he actually kind of looks like a guy. Usually the males that I draw just look like girls with like shorter hair, or they just look like some kind of deformed being, but I think he actually turned like super cute, but like not like a girly cute, like manly cute. Speaking of cuteness and like animes and stuff, okay, have you guys heard of Hanako-kan? Okay, literally the cutest I've ever seen in my entire life. Like the art style is so amazingly adorable. Like once I saw the art, okay, I literally like I fell in love, okay, and I was just like sitting there like gaping and looking at it. It was so like, ugh, it's so cute. It's about this like ghost, and he like haunts the girls' bathroom. And I actually only read like 16 chapters. I stopped in the middle because I'm kind of like reading something else right now. I'm reading Toriko. That's basically a series about like food and fighting and stuff. It's so good. Anyways, getting back to subject, I'm gonna stop rambling about manga series that I'm reading. Okay, right now I'm doing the hair. So his hair was pretty hard to draw. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I never realized when I was like reading because it looked kind of normal, but like when you're drawing his hair, it's kind of weird. Like, there's like a weird puff on the top of his like headband, and there's like this weird like fisher hook thing, and like his hair sticks out in weird ways. I never noticed until I tried drawing it myself. Another thing is, you know, on his like little cloak thing, I drew like this black bull symbol. That's like the symbol of his like group, his team or whatever. And it was literally like so hard to draw. On its own, it wouldn't be like that bad, you know. I'm like looking at a photo while I'm drawing this, so it's not like I have to like use my brain or anything. But like when you're drawing it on like tiny pieces of fabric, okay, it's like really difficult. And he also has that black bull symbol on his headband too, but I didn't do that because like it already took me so much effort to get that on his clothes, and you want me to put it on his tiny little headband. So instead I gave him this red diamond star thing that he had in the beginning of the series. And instead of putting like this butt ton of effort into something that I know isn't gonna turn out good, I just did this instead. And it's not like wrong to do it because he does wear this headband in the beginning. So by the way, guys, have you noticed that he has this like crack thing on his face, and he has like a little like bat wing imaging? That wasn't actually like planned out. Like I didn't put it in my sketch. I kind of like thought of doing it while I was inking it, so I just added that in. I think it looks cool. In the manga, he like is able to like merge kind of with his like devil man, and basically he like comes out like half naked, okay, and he has like half his face is like dark, and he has like horns, and like his entire arm is like black, and he's like this giant wing thingamajig, okay. And I would draw that, except I already like gave him clothes and everything, okay, and it would be more complicated to do that, so I kind of gave him like a mini one. And later on I add a tiny bit of red into his right eye, left for us but right for him. This is because his eye turns like red when he goes into his like devil demon form, and I added a little bit of that in later. I actually think that his fashion sense is like pretty good, and that's like from me who has like no fashion sense, okay, but I think that his like outfit looks like really cute, okay, except the only thing that I don't like about his outfit is his, I don't know why, they just kind of, and I really like his pants too, except one thing that also kind of annoys me, that's not like the character's fault, okay, it's my fault. I kind of messed up in the crotch region. I don't know, I made the shadows look kind of funky. That's not a problem though, because it's kind of too dark to see anyways. It's okay though, you know, I'll practice drawing crotches and stuff until I get good at it. Anyways, when I was drawing the belt, I kind of put my marker cap on the other end of the marker, you know, so when I was drawing it wouldn't get in the way. And when I tried to uncap the other end, it kind of just like stuck together, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure if you guys get this because I'm kind of bad at explaining, but basically the end of marker got stuck with the marker cap, and like we had to pull out the pliers and the super glue and stuff to finally get it out. I also used super glue for something else today, and I kind of got on my fingers. They kind of stuck together, but only for like a millisecond, so then I pulled them apart, and they're kind of scabby, you know. Aside from that, at this point I was basically ready to color the background, and at first I was planning to do yellow because I felt like that really suited his personality, you know, he's like bright and stuff. And by bright I don't mean smart, I mean he's like optimistic. And then, as you can see here, my mind did a complete 180, and I was like, I don't feel yellow, I'm just gonna go with red. And it's a good choice because I like it suits his character, because when he goes on demon mode, you know, his eye goes red, and that's kind of like his two main colors, like red and black. And when I was coloring this in, I'm like really glad that I did this with marker instead of like color pencil. I had to color over the yellow, and if I did that with color pencil, that would have been such a pain. Anyways, after I colored everything, I used a darker red, and I shaded the bottom to make it kind of like an ombre effect. Anyways, at the bottom you can kind of see like there's his name, Asta, and there's like Clover, cute stuff on the bottom. Anyways, at first I was going to use yellow so it would have shown up, but since I was using red, it kind of got covered. So because you couldn't really see the ink anymore, I pulled out my white gel pen and I just like went over everything. So I went around the words, which by the way was written in like the black clover kind of like title font. I went around the words, and I also did the clovers. Since it's kind of see-through, it kind of looks more pink than white. A lot of things happened. At first I didn't like the clovers after I went over them with white gel pen because it was kind of thick. Anyways, to fix that, I just want to like cover up all my mistakes with red markers, so I just went over everything, but that looks bad because it was kind of lumpy. So then I wanted to go back in with white gel pen, but that ran out of ink, so I had to use a correction pen, but that didn't work out either because the whiteout was just like splurting out. Okay, so I did some stuff off camera. Before there were these like clover things at the bottom. I didn't really like them, so I tried covering them up with watercolors. So this is actually watercolor paint. I put some over here and like over there, and then after that I went over everything with white gel pen. I did some diamonds and stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and like and subscribe if you want more.